Yo, what up, kamikaze Soundwaves? And I'm here today to talk about The Last of Us 2. Alright, so first and foremost, this is going to be spoiled completely rotten. So if you haven't played it and you are looking to play it and you don't want to be spoiled, I would not continue watching any further. There's your warning. A lot of people are bashing the hell out of this game for a lot of reasons. I didn't look into any spoilers, any of the controversy. I stayed clear of it as much as possible. It was hard not to hear certain things, but I did anything and everything in my power to stay clear of anything because I didn't buy into it. I thought this game was, you know what, it's just people saying whatever bullshit. You know, it's Naughty Dog, number one. Number two, it's The Last of Us 2. It's gonna be good. So I want to go ahead and start off by saying I have a lot to say about this game, and this is not going to be an overly 100% negative rant on this. I have a lot of good things to say about this, and I have a lot of bad things to say about this. Honestly, I think I have more good things to say about this than bad, but when the bad hits, it's pretty damn bad. So let's get right into, I think, what the most controversial part of this is the story. Okay. I am indifferent on a lot of things. Some things I thought were done extremely well. Some things I thought were done very, very poorly. Okay, so story-wise, we're thrown back in this world after 7 years, like 4 years since we've seen these characters in this game's world. Ellie's grown up, you know, so her and Joel are obviously having some tension. Ellie's grown up into a lady, so she has to do her part in the town they're living in, to go out on runs and what have you. We meet another cast of characters who are also living in this town that live with Ellie. They're still going out on runs and doing this, that, and the third. So we're also thrown into this other kind of world, these other group of people. One of them being our villain for the game. Her name is Abby, and no, she's not transsexual. There's no transsexuals in this game, and I still keep seeing things online like I'm not playing it because it's ma'am and transsexuals and like there's gay men on men sex. Like that's not in the game at all. So if you're still not playing it for that reason, I feel terribly bad for you because you're being willfully ignorant. But we meet this other lit person. She is clearly looking for Joel. She wants Joel. And our understanding is because we know from The Last of Us 1, Joel saved Ellie very selfishly, even to Ellie later on in the game, basically damned the entire world to save one person that he grew fondly attached to because of the loss of his daughter. That was an amazing story. So she goes off to go and find this Joel. Joel ends up finding her in the midst of this big zombie horde. The group that she's come with, Joel and Tommy, have actually saved this girl in the process of running from these zombies. So they end up getting back to her camp, or her little town or house that they'd taken over for the time. As soon as he says his name, he's like, you know, who are y'all? He's like, oh, my name's Tommy and my name's Joel. Everybody's like, oh, this is Joel. This is him. This is the guy that we've been looking for, because they're in the area where Joel is off of a lead, so they know who he's looking for. My thing with that is Joel knows he's done a lot of bad things. And his name has to be out there that it's Joel. I mean, maybe he should go by a different alias. You know what I mean? Just off the gate, I would think. Like, hey, my name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
You know, something, you know, don't go around just telling everybody my name is Joel when everybody knows out there's a Joel who's done a lot of fucking people wrong. Not only to the Fireflies, it's probably not the best idea. So as soon as he says his name, they're like, okay, fuck it. Pow! Shotgun right to his knee, blows his knee completely off. I'm like, holy fuck. I wasn't expecting it because, again, no spoilers. So he's like, go ahead and fucking kill me. Just go ahead and get it over with. And Abby's like, you know, you don't get to say how long this takes. We're gonna take our time with you. So you just think that this lady knows Joel from saving this girl who could have saved the whole thing. You're not really, this your story's gonna be thrown. So Ellie gets word that Joel is missing for a moment, or he didn't come back to his post, or he is in his post. So she goes crazy looking for him with her new found girlfriend. And they find Joel right as he's about to die. Abby beats the shit out of him with a golf club, leaves him the last hit right for her to see. Joel doesn't even get any fucking final words. So I gotta say right off the bat right there, losing one major character like that, there's two thought processes. One, this is a dog-eat-dog world. We're in a zombie apocalypse. Anybody can get it. But it did seem not fitting for a character that we have known from this previous game, who's a big impact on Ellie, just to go out like that to set up another plot device. It seemed forced, it seemed rushed. Does it make sense in the context of the world? Sure, but to me, it didn't do Joel justice, in my opinion. There's more Joel of flashbacks and going on into the story, but for him just to be completely taken out and erased out of this whole story immediately, it didn't feel right. That's the best way I can put it. It didn't feel right. Now, they beat the shit out of Ellie, they beat the shit out of Tommy, but they let them live, okay? So anyway, moving on, Ellie's obviously understandably pissed. She wants Abby, and she wants Abby's head on a silver platter, and she wants it now. She wants her dead. Tommy, who's got his life in order in this town, I believe it's his girlfriend / wife, Maria. They both look over the town and the horses and all this stuff. He's like, no, we're here, we need to live in this area. We don't need to go out and get revenge. And she's like, well, I don't care. I'm going. So Tommy's like, you know what? Okay, fine. Let me talk it over with my wife, whatever. We'll go out in a day. Just give me a day. So he ends up going off on his own to do it himself because he doesn't want Ellie involved in this. But Ellie says, fuck it. She's going anyway. So she takes her new friend, which is now her girlfriend. There is some girl-on-girl gay sexual things going on where they're now finding that they like each other and et cetera, et cetera. They have some off-screen sex, what have you. She's just broken up with her boyfriend. Ellie has obviously had a crush on this chick, whatever. They do throw that on a little bit heavy, but I will say that I think this is for anybody who never played the first Last of Us or the DLC Last of Us. They had to kind of establish Ellie as a character for, I think, anyone who never played the prior games to show that she is a lesbian, and people it doesn't understand that she was a lesbian in the game, the first one, the DLC. They clearly showed that wasn't something they made up for this game, but I did think they pushed it a little heavy, but I do think they did that the right way for people who maybe came into this game not knowing anything about the first story and not playing the first game or the DLC. So she goes off to follow Tommy with her new girlfriend, and basically they find that these people are in Seattle. They're in Seattle. So basically the game revolves around 3 days in Seattle, and you are basically like hunting down these people. You're getting leads on where these group of people that were in this house that killed Joel, trying to find out where Abby is. And that's pretty much the gist of the first part of the story. Of course, you're going through killing guards, killing zombies, clickers, all kinds of whatever, what have you, zombies, and the new ones that are kind of introduced in there. All the meanwhile, a couple of times you're going to have some flashbacks of when Joel and Ellie, when Ellie was a lot younger. Some of these were really like touching. There was one where they were at the like science place with dinosaurs in space, like it was Ellie's birthday. It goes to show the even stronger connection that they had when they were, before all this crap went down. It was really good. It was really, I really, even though the flashbacks were like, oh my god, I kind of like to get some of the gameplay done, the flashbacks were really well done. And I gotta say one thing while I'm thinking about it, like the voice acting seems so believable. The facial gestures were a little bit, like a lot of this, as I'm talking, but I mean, it seemed genuine. Anytime that there was on-screen back and forth, with a couple of exceptions, probably more than a couple of exceptions, it seemed really good acting, really good back and forth. Now, one thing also that I need to think of while I'm talking about it, now this gameplay I'm telling you, these first Seattle with Ellie and her new girlfriend, their back and forth is not as charming as Joel and Ellie's is. Not even remotely close. It is, a little... There's a couple of things where I'm like, oh, okay, that's funny. Girls being girls, just doing stupid shit. But it's no Joel and Ellie. Ellie just being a smart ass, blah, 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 having a little back and forth. I mean, it was just not that. It was like, there was a part where they're in the church and she's like, oh, fuck yeah, I found some. She's like, don't cuss in the church. She's like, yeah, but we found a thing we found. She's like, oh yeah, well, I guess fuck yeah. And I'm like, what? That's not charming. That's just fucking stupid. The dialogue isn't there. So anyway, again, but most of the acting, flashbacks and all that, what have you, is actually really well done. So the acting and all that stuff, it's good. A lot of the back and forth is not as charming as the first game, but it's serviceable. And there was a couple of moments that were cringy, but I still rode with it and I thought it was okay at best. So Ellie's hunting down all these people. She's going to find Abby. She has a lead on Abby where she's at the end, where she goes to this one place, and it turns out that she doesn't find Abby there. She finds 2 other people that were there. They don't want to talk and give up where Abby is, so she kills them out of a fit of rage. In the meanwhile, Tommy shows up right at the last minute. She drops a map pretty much showing where her location is. You wake up, you're all cut up, bruised, whatever. You go out to go and find Tommy and Jesse, who's the new, who actually got her girlfriend pregnant before they were in a prior relationship. Abby's shown up. She shoots Jesse right in the face, holds Tommy hostage, and after all of this fucking rage that she has of going around and trying to find Abby, when she's confronted with Abby in her face, pointing the gun, she's just like, okay, don't shoot. Starts shaking and throws the gun. It's like, you understand how angry you were, how bad you wanted revenge, how much you did this, and when you're finally face to face, even though she came to you, you're fucking shaking and terrified. That makes 0 fucking sense to me. 0. So, it literally blows my fucking mind. It blows my fucking mind that out of all this time that we've been fucking hunting you down, now we come face to face, now you're fucking terrified. Stupid. Very, very fucking stupid. So, after that, guess what happens? We're gonna rewind all 3 days, and out of nowhere, guess who you're gonna play with? You're gonna play with Abby. You're gonna play with fucking Abby. What? You throw me back in this world after 7 years, and our main villain of this game, I have shown nothing but bad, terrible things that make me hate her, that have nothing but disdain for her, and you want me to play as her? That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Okay, fine, whatever. It's the fucking game, I gotta fucking play it. So, you play as fucking Abby. Okay, Abby for the 3 days. Okay, now here's the thing about playing as Abby. Number one, it was a completely 180 for me that I was not expecting, and it really fucked me up. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Are we seriously playing as this person? What? So I will say, as Abby's story goes on, I actually start to like Abby as a character. It shows a deeper side to her. So Abby, turns out, is the daughter of the doctor that Joel killed, who was about to perform the operation. But her whole story just felt like filler, stupid bullshit. Okay, so she's part of this wolf group that Ellie's been hunting. They're her brothers, they're comrades, it's like the military. They're all cool with each other. She's cool with their commander. Okay, seems logical to fucking me. So there's this other group of people that are in Seattle, which are called the Scars. So I guess they're this crazy religious cult. They cut their face to show their dedication. They have these crazy beliefs. So they're at war with one another. So Abby's doing Abby shit, going out doing this, blah, blah, this, that, and the third, what have you, going back and forth with this guy that she's seeing who got this other girl pregnant, but they're still kind of together because, anyway, and also I just want to make sure that she's got fucking guns, boy. Like, Ellie rocks a knife. She's like, I don't need no knife when I'm rocking these guns. She just straight up punches fucking zombies in the face, which is pretty fucking ridiculous. But it does show why she is so swole, because after her dad dies, she wants to be this big, strong soldier. She always wants to train all the time to make sure she's ready so that never happens again. It makes sense in the context of the story. So Abby's story, though, this just seems fucking ridiculous to me. Lots of shit happens. She ends up getting caught by these Scarn people. There are 2 Scarn people at the same time, I guess, who are betrayers. They're all about to die, but they all fight against each other against the Scarn together. So now they're just automatically best friends for fucking ever. So they run through the fucking woods. Some lady got her fucking arm all fucked up. So Abby all of a sudden wants to help these fucking Scarn to this lady and her brother. She basically needs to get her arm amputated. So she brings it to the guy that she's almost in love with or whatever, who is at this aquarium. And they have to go to the fucking hospital to fucking go get some stuff to cut her arm off. So she goes all out of her way for this one person that she just met to fucking help her get her arm cut off. It makes literally no sense. I mean, I get it. It's like she feels bad because of what she did to Joel. She has to do something good to redeem herself, because I guess she's starting to set in how bad she did Joel. Maybe it really wasn't worth it at the end. I think that's what the whole thing is, but it still doesn't justify how fucking stupid it is to be. That you've done nothing but been at war with these people. They all were in a terrible predicament. They would have killed you and you would have killed them if they just didn't happen to help you. The reason they were helping you is because you were helping them. It's not like all of a sudden you guys are fucking best friends forever. It was really, really kind of stupid to me. So she goes and they go off on this fucking thing. And then apparently these people, they have like these bridges that are up on top of the buildings, and she has a fear of heights. She punches fucking zombies in the fucking face. She literally fucking throws them in chokeholds and fucking shit and breaks their neck. But she gets too high on the stairs. They have to throw in this whole plot element that she's scared of heights. It's just fucking stupid. So they fucking go off. They get to the hospital. Their commander guy all of a sudden said, hey, you know, she's been AWOL, which she has. We need to bring her in. So they arrest her. Understandably, she's been missing where she wasn't supposed to be. Her friend actually ends up letting her out, and she's like, hey, I don't have these medical supplies, but there's a lower level where it was day one of the zombie outbreak. You can probably find your shit down there. Now that was a really cool thing. We'll talk about gameplay in a bit, but she goes down there. But she goes through this horrific area with all these crazy zombies and all kinds of shit to help this person get their arm cut off so they'd be in less pain that she just met. Like, I guess she's trying to, like, again, trying to cleanse her feeling bad of what she did. But again, it just seems stupid. So in the midst of getting away from the hospital with these items, she ends up just turning on all of the people that she's been a part of this group with. I mean, am I fucking crazy? All of a sudden, she just starts grabbing them and breaking their neck and shooting them in the face. Like, what'd they do to you? That makes no fucking sense. So all of a sudden, you just turned your back on this whole people that you've been affiliated with, the wolves? Like, why? Where? What? For what reason? All of a sudden, two people saved you and they were kind of nice to you. So all of a sudden, you just want to fucking kill all your brethren and all your people that... What? Doesn't make any fucking logical sense to me. So she finally gets back, gets the lady to get her arm cut off, and then the fucking brother of the sister, he wants to go back to try to save their mom. So here we go. Here's another fucking... What? So now you're going into their territory to go and save this guy who's very young, to go, he's trying to save his mother from this cult. And I'm like, this is just fucking stupid. So guess what? After all of that fucking work trying to save that lady and get her arm cut off, she follows her and she ends up dying anyway. So you basically did all of that for nothing. For nothing. That really just infuriated me. When she gets back and she finds out the Owen guy that she's in love with, not in love with, I don't fucking understand. And the girl that he's actually with at the time who's pregnant, they've both been killed. That's when she finds the map. That's where she goes to go and find Ellie. So when you now are confronting Ellie, this part of the story takes over as you're Abby. Okay, and you're fighting Ellie, which, what? I'm the villain fighting the good guy. I'm like, is that kind of a cool twist? Like, I think it's supposed to be, but at the same time, it just felt stupid and wrong. Fighting Ellie, if you got charged her, you would get shot with a shotgun in the chest and a shotgun in the face. And I'm like, yeah, that's it. It's game over. That's what the whole fucking point we were here for. Why is it not game over at this point? I'm the bad guy fighting this person who's going on this revenge quest in reverse. I'm getting shot. Like, I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do. Am I supposed to keep getting shot? This is fucking stupid. So Abby actually ends up getting the better hand on Ellie and beats the fuck out of her, breaks her nose and all kinds of shit, and says, don't you ever come after me again, and just walks away. What? Huh? What the fuck? So stupid. So stupid. So now we cut back to Ellie. It's been years. Her friend who was pregnant has now given birth. They've taken up this townhome, and the townhome is like farmhouse or whatever, and they're living in this farmhouse, being happy, whatever, just doing their thing, living day to day, life to life. They're content. They're happy. And then Tommy shows up, and he's like, hey, I found out where she is. I have a lead on where she is. So the girls, they're like, hey, we're done with this. We're okay with this. We don't need this. Ellie apparently is having nightmares and flashbacks, a lot like how Abby did in her story, about how Joel died. So I guess she feels like it isn't finished. So she packs her shit in the middle of the night. They have a fight, and she's like, I gotta go and finish this. She's like, no, if you're not supposed to do this, you can't do this again. If you do, I'll leave. She's like, well, that's your fucking choice. So she goes off and hunts out Abby. So now we flip back over to Abby. We show where Abby is. Abby is gone. She's got a lead on this underground place where the fireflies are communicating. She finds it. She finds out there's a location where fireflies are actually assembling far away. As soon as she walks out, she's fucking busted by these other people, who live in a camp. It looks like they have a lot of police gear, and they keep zombies around, and they keep a lot of people as, I guess, slaves to do their tending to their crops and basically take care of things. So Abby actually walks out, ends up getting captured by them. They fuck her up real fucking good, and they take her as a prisoner. Okay, Abby's part's done again for this point. Now we switch back to fucking Ellie. Ellie's going through. She's back. She's in this area where Abby was supposed to be at. She gets the same tip where this building is. She goes there. She is caught by the same fucking people. So she basically, the guys that capture her, she fucks them up. She makes them tell them where their base is. She kills them. Then she goes to the base and she's fucking all these fucking people up, ruining their lives, killing them, all kinds of shit. You don't know nothing about these bases. What if they were good fucking people? I mean, they don't seem to be good people, but you don't know nothing about this base. You don't know nothing about this fucking people. Like, why are you sitting here killing all these people? You're doing all this to get to Abby. So she goes down where the prisoners are. She lets the prisoners out. Apparently the prisoners already escaped, or some of them, because there's a big revolt happening at the time. So anyway, they tell her where Abby is. She's down at the pillars. I guess the pillars is where they fuck you up and they hang you up to leave you to die. So she goes down and she finds Abby tied up. She cuts her down. She's still alive. Abby goes down and cuts down the boy that was from the cars. And they both just walk to this beach. Abby puts the boy in the boat. She puts her backpack in her boat. 2 boats just right there. And she says, Abby, I can't let you leave. Okay. She's like, fuck it. You know what? I have a gun right here. I traveled all this way. I killed all these motherfuckers to get to you. I have a fucking gun right here. I could fucking end this shit or shoot you in the knee or something to get the revenge that I fucking came here all the way for. All this time it's been eating me alive. I'm here. I'm now. I have the upper hand. I have the advantage. No, she wants a fucking fight. She wants a fucking fight. Okay. I guess we gotta have some kind of boss battle. Abby doesn't want to fight. She just wants to leave. She's like, no, we're not going to do that. You're going to fucking fight me. I'm going to make you fight me. So she threatens the life of the boy. So they fucking fight. She bites off fucking Ellie's fingers. She fucks her up. Basically, she was on the verge, this close to killing Abby. And she just says, nah, it's cool. Let's get out of here. What? You came all this way, all this revenge, all these nightmares to get there and let her go. I don't understand. I don't fucking understand. I feel so unsatisfied. This is not a tale of revenge. I mean, it even says it on the fucking box. This is a tale of revenge. Where's the revenge? Where's the fucking... Okay, so this is what I gather out of it. That Joel in her head was trying to push this guitar thing on her to be about peace. I guess it was an eye for an eye. Joel killed her dad, so he killed basically her father figure, so they're even. She's now okay with it. But anyway, there's fireflies out there. Fireflies are still there. Ellie knows the truth now that Joel saved her. So she's thinking maybe she should go and fulfill her destiny as saving the human race with the cure that's in her brain. Maybe that's why she let Abby go, because she knows that she was a firefly. So maybe she understands that she feels cheated as well, because Ellie out loud says that she wished she would have died in that hospital because her life could have meant something. Joel says, I don't care, I'd save you every time. Doesn't matter how many times I had to go in the hospital. It doesn't fit right to me. It doesn't sit right. I feel so unsatisfied with the story. So fucking unsatisfied. That is the best way I can put when the credits rolled on this fucking game. 20 hours plus. About 20 hours. 20 fucking hours to not get a conclusion. That's I don't know how else better to put it, that's fucking disappointing. There are some other things that I really want to talk about other than the story. This is the story, okay? Did I absolutely hate it? There were parts of it that were good, parts of it that were interesting, things that I liked when I was watching the interaction, the cutscenes that were very long, drawn out. They were sometimes like 30 minutes long. I enjoyed what I watched on screen. It just felt like some of it was absolutely 110% not fucking needed. It made me feel like this sequel was not fucking needed. That's all I can really say. That's how I feel about it. When the credits rolled, I didn't feel satisfied. I didn't feel a conclusion. Feeling that this is going to be a trilogy, that they're going to go out and try to find the Fireflies, and Abby and Ellie are going to meet up again. I feel like that's what's going to happen. I don't know how I feel about playing the third one. I probably will, but this one, ultimately, Like for me, The Last of Us 1, it felt like it could have ended there. I felt like there were parts of this that were great, but it wasn't needed as far as the story goes. All right, now gameplay. Okay, let's talk about some positive things about this game. Okay, the gameplay is really, really, really good. Okay, so again, you play as Ellie, you play as Abby. You unlock different modifications for your gun. You have skill trees. You're progressively getting stronger, better weapons. But you know what? There are mostly moments of very few selective parts where it kind of incentivizes you to use gunplay. Most of it is all stealth. And I gotta tell you, I am not a type of person who enjoys stealth gameplay, but to me, I felt satisfied when I went around and killed everyone stealth-wise. If I got spotted and I had to shoot it out, like I felt like I was doing it wrong. I don't know if that's the best way I can put it. It's really satisfying to sneak up, kill people, shoot them with arrows in the head. It's like The Last of Us 1, but pushed a way better. The AI is very smart. They'll look under shit. They don't just fucking blindly walk around back and forth. I mean, they kind of do, but I feel like they're a little bit smarter than your average AI. So I gotta say, the gameplay, honestly, is really, really good. That is pretty much the worth the price of admission here. There are 2 different types of gameplay with this, okay? Ellie and Abby, okay? They almost play identical, but Abby is a lot more action-paced versus what Ellie. Ellie is a lot more, they're both sneaking around doing things, but Abby has a lot more action sense in it. And they have just completely 2 different play styles to a degree. Like, for example, Ellie uses a knife. She'll slice up zombies because she's a smaller frame. She's got to have a weapon. Abby, straight up just bop, bop, bop. Got that Tyson going on, and she like literally just snaps necks and stuff where Abby will slice them in the neck. But here's the thing. You can make shivs where you can, use materials to make these to do one-off kills. So, like, again, you can do quick kills with Abby. Like, there's just a lot of similar play styles, but very different. Like, for example, Ellie gets a whole string and bow arrow. Abby gets a straight up crossbow. So you both have similar playstyles, but some weapons work better than others with each character. But essentially, it's all very stealth based. Ellie's, again, across the board is more stealth based and anything, a couple of shootouts here and there, but nothing crazy. Now, Abby has a couple of very memorable moments where I actually really started to like Abby. Now, Abby has this one part in the hospital where she goes to get those items for her friend, the lady that she just helped to get her arm cut off. That felt so Resident Evil to me. And then there's this gigantic, big, fat, bloated zombie that you've never seen before. It felt straight up like out of a fucking Resident Evil. And they're shooting it with shotguns and a flamethrower. I'm like, flamethrower? What the fuck is this, Resident Evil? But it, whatever. But it was actually really good and really creepy, like zombies popping out of the walls and stuff like that. Both characters had really good sections of each. I want to say that I actually enjoyed Abby's a little bit more, even though because it was stealth, but you also got some of those good action parts. Now, these guns that you'll upgrade and stuff like that, they're good. They are a little frustrating to work with sometimes. I feel like the guns are almost kind of bad on purpose to incentivize you to do more stealth than action. The thing is, I played on normal, and it is a survival horror. I never was without anything. I would highly suggest, if you're going to play this, if you haven't already, to play it on hard, because I always had way more than whatever I needed. Again, I don't know if I mentioned that when you start with Abby, all these stuff that you've upgraded with Ellie, you start back from scratch with Abby. So you're basically restarting the game in the middle, which is a big whap, whap, whap slap in the face because it's just completely just unexpected. So I have to say, I do think this story and this game was almost 100% unnecessary story-wise. The gameplay is absolutely what you should be here for because it's amazing. It is enjoyable to watch what you're seeing on screen because the graphics are absolutely out of this world beautiful. But overall, after playing it, after waiting 7 years, the only thing I can really say is that I feel like a lot of people were touring this game. I feel like a lot of people were giving it hate just to give it hate because it's the popular thing to do. That's all I really got on it. Just to recap, the story is good in certain parts, in certain pockets, and certain things. Ultimately, the middle and the conclusion and certain things just don't add up and make sense, and it gives you a lot more question of why are we doing this, especially the ending where you've went on this long 20-hour journey to not be doing what you came out to be, and just everybody walks away. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, the game makes you have that feeling of, let's go get them. Hell no, they deserve this. They're mine. Vengeance is needed. He's not gonna go down like this. Just to be like, that's what it feels like. It feels like a slap in the face. But up until you get to this point, there are a lot of enjoyable moments. I don't want to take away from those. The first half of the game is actually very well done. The second half of the game is what the fuck, but it has good moments, and the end is a whap. So I don't care what anybody says. I think the gameplay is absolutely fantastic. Bloody as all hell. Zombies shooting out with other people. It's great. I don't know how else better to put it. Very, very well done. So those are my thoughts on The Last of Us 2. Man, this is a long ass fucking video. Let me know what you think about it. If you have played it, if you haven't played it, if you're thinking about playing it, and if you're waiting on it. I am curious to see what other people are thinking about this game. I'm starting to watch other people's opinions on it now after I finished it. And I feel like there's a lot of overwhelming hate. I think people are really wanting to ride the hate train and not really talk about some of the positive stuff, but there are positive things in this game. 10 out of 10, like everybody's giving it, hell no. I can't score it, I don't do that, but I'm out. I'm gonna keep rambling. Hey, thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. I really do appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and we will see you over the next one. Later.